A Navy pilot told the Washington Post that he encountered something back in 2004 that he said was not of this world. He said the object moved faster than anything he'd ever seen. And he's talking after the Pentagon has confirmed that from 2007 to 2012, the government had a top secret initiative to study UFOs, called it the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. And the group had a budget of $22 million annually. Their mission to investigate UFO sightings. So we decided to ask a friend of ours here at the show who loves this stuff what he thought about all this.
I mean, we've kind of known that for years that they've been spending money on this, and there's been kind of secret studies being done ever since Roswell. This isn't the first case where high-ranking officials have came out and said, yes, these programs exist. It just has to be getting this much attention because it's happening domestically. People who are religious, this may be a shock to the system, but just go back to the scriptures, go back to ancient drawings, go back to how things were interpreted back then. The very first civilizations would always influence sky people and gods. People always ask, well, where's the proof? There's been proof for years. We just, as a society, we have to be willing to investigate it and take it seriously.
Well, I love this stuff, so I was talking with a lot of you on Twitter today to see, do you believe that we're alone? Do you think someone else has visited? Are they here? So Ricardo says, we're not alone. We are being visited. So, well, where are they? Caesar sent me this video. Watch this. This is here in Houston. He said it was over at Bush Airport. Said he recorded this in August. Some people said it looks like a drone, but he says it doesn't look like a drone to me. Any thoughts? He says it actually landed and then took back off before airport security could get to it. And then David says they want us as exhibits in their zoo, showing, I don't know, maybe we're a giant zoo to them. And then Jonathan says they have been here for years among us. Is nothing new. Okay, so maybe it's Dr. Jim. And then they do exist.
The den of retired Navy Commander David Fravor's Windham home reflects 24 years of service, 18 as a Navy Top Gun, from the A-6 Intruder to F-18s.
When you saw what you saw, the UFO, you were flying this?
This airplane.
In 2004, during a routine exercise, his plane and another were redirected by their air defense ship to an area off the coast of Southern California to check out something picked up on radar.
And there's this blob of white water that has shape like a 737, and it's pointing this way. So there's something like a seamount is what we think is under the water.
And then another unidentified object, recorded by a plane's camera, described as the shape of a tic-tac, hovering about 50 feet above the water.
So as we get to about here, about 12 o'clock, and we're descending, it goes, and it turns like this, and it starts to mirror us, and it starts coming up. So I'm like, all right, that's pretty wild.
The UFO actually interacting with the Super Hornet.
So I go like this, and it's about the time I start pulling my nose onto it, at about here, it goes, and it's gone. It just goes, poof.
He describes all 4 airmen as weirded out and not taken seriously on return to their carrier.
My backseater has to go down there, and he's debriefing this, and they're, Men in Black comes out, they start, it's jokes about Men in Black, signs, Independence Day.
Fravor believes what they saw was not from this world.
Honestly, I don't think we have the technology.
The National UFO Reporting Center lists sightings, including some from New Hampshire. As many as 10 a month are investigated here by the Mutual UFO Network with a scientific approach.
It's usually aircraft at high altitude or aircraft lights on approach. And then there are also aircraft that the United States don't want us to know about.
According to New Hampshire MUFON, about 30% can't be identified. This former investigator believes they could be from a more advanced civilization.
What would George Washington have done with a cell phone? And that's only, 250 years.
Belief is we can benefit by taking the issue seriously.
Let's just say you figure out how this thing works and it has some revolutionary power source that we have not thought of. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
In Windham, Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.